I feel some preparation for my match in 2018 that worked very well, but none of that stuff is relevant anymore because people mostly play other variations that are much more forcing and nothing can be done. Everything that helped me back then is more or less useless now. I think it's going to be more difficult. So this is where I'm going to create a board. I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. So let me open an analysis board on chess.com and I'll give you a perfect example. Okay, so this is very like, whoops, this is very advanced chess. Let me refresh the page. So this is going to be a very advanced lesson I'm gonna give you guys. This will be very quick, but one example of this is very specifically what Magnus played against Nepo, which we had the Catalan or the Separatist opening played here by Magnus against Jan Nepomniachtchi in the World Championship match. So we had this Catalan, and there are many lines here that you can play. One example here is that black can take, and after queen to c2 is played in this position, the main line that's been played a lot is this line with a6, a4, bishop d7, queen c4, bishop c6. And in this position, it's considered equal, but there are many ways white can play. Bishop f4, queen c2. I think even rook e1 might be a move here. Bishop g5, obviously a move. All the pieces on the board, very interesting position, many lines, very rich. But in the match, what Nepo played here is he played this move b5 here, and after a4, bishop b7, in this position, this leads to a very forced situation where after queen takes c4 and bishop d5, more often than not you get some version of a line like, let's just say this to illustrate the point. More often than not you get a forced situation where you get something like this: takes, queen c1, takes, bishop f6, rook d1, and something along these lines. Now again, this position here, white has an extra pawn on the board, but what you'll notice is it's very limited material. White has 5 pawns here and black has 4 pawns, and with perfect play this is a very easy draw here for black. So even though white gets an extra pawn, these lines are extremely forcing and all the pieces come off the board. And so what Magnus is saying, that now there are these lines that are extremely forcing where you get straight into endgame, and it's very hard to do anything differently to create play. There are very few variations. It's generally about looking for one little move here or there to create complications. So that's what Magnus is referring to when he says players play forcing lines instead of just playing chess. Like this whole line with a4, a6, and bishop c6, I mean, it is equal with perfect play, but again, all the pieces stay on the board. All of the bishops and the knights stay on the board, the rooks and the queens stay on the board, and there's a lot of play. But when there are lines that are very forcing where it goes straight into an endgame like this, it's very, very hard to do anything, because even though white gets an extra pawn here, all the pieces are off the board, and if you play this correctly, it's going to be a draw. So it's just pure theory leading straight to an endgame where if you don't make a mistake, you will draw this every single time. So you're saying chess is solved? Not exactly, but this is exactly what Magnus is referring to, is an endgame like this where it's just straightforward, boom, 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 straight into the endgame, limited material on the board.